coming, but he peeked up and saw the play clock was at 2, and they've got to use timeout number 2 in this first half.
Talked about some of the misdirection that we've already seen. At the very opening of the game, you're going to get Reed coming around and sort of setting the tone for this one and basically making a statement. Don't fly out of there, linebackers. Now you come out and you establish a little bit of that. Now you go bootleg. Again, misdirection. Linebackers, don't be so quick to go chase A.J. Dillon across the field. This is really Matt LaFleur. This goes back to Kyle Shanahan. This goes back so many other different coaches. But the basic belief is if you run it, you establish a run, you establish the bootlegs off of it. Too much to handle for any defense. RPOs as well.
66.
Second and 5, the Chiefs bring the heat. Love retreats, throws incomplete. Almost Reed going the other way. He tried to get it to Christian Watson. Blitz that time affected Green Bay's offense.
I don't really know why he threw that ball that far behind. That was a throw that was so bad, it was even uninterceptable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to throw it bad, throw it really bad so the other team can't get it either.
It's like if you miss the fairway, miss it into the other fairway where you have a shot, right?
We know a little about that.
35. Love stepping up, throwing in zone. Watson, touchdown Packers. They're 2 for 2 tonight.
First of all, you have to watch the pass protection here because this is going to take a long time to get across the field. Fantastic job by the guys up front, and that is sort of what we see out of Patrick Mahomes.
Baby, they're saying yes right now. 2 for 2 on drives and touchdowns. Packers up 11 on the chance. Side. So many years, his high school days in New Jersey, his college days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and that defensive line up there to make the stop on the first down run by Pacheco.
I mean, it was so interesting talking with him, wasn't he? Just such a good guy, Rashawn Gary. And he said, I just remember thinking there's something wrong with me, and he just couldn't come up with an answer. And yet here they were just stayed after it, tried to figure it out, finally came up with a solution. And talking to him now is just brilliant. He is a fantastic young man.
After the Pacheco gain of 1 to Isaiah through the air. Open field, hard to bring down. And Jonathan Owens does it. About 4 shy of the first down to bring up third down for KC.
How about the game Jonathan Owens had against Detroit? Now, we can talk about a lot of other players, but the guy who stuck out to me was Jonathan Owens, and yes, he's married to Simone Biles, but that's not why he's getting attention in Green Bay anymore. He is putting together some real games on the back end, getting a chance to start tonight, even though Rudy Ford back as well.
3rd and 4 for Kansas City. Mahomes, first down. Sky Moore in traffic. They'll mark him right past the 35, and they'll move the chains for KC on their second drive of the night. So there's Kansas City down double digits again, and Patrick Mahomes, the one guy who feels right at home in these spots, did it last week against Las Vegas. They fell down 14-0 and went on to beat the Raiders 31-17.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes no longer thinking about how great it is to play at Lambeau Field. He was excited to get a chance to play here, but now it's time to get locked and loaded here. This is a Green Bay defense playing pretty well.
Under center for the Pacheco run to the right. You see Donovan Smith, 79. The left tackle, who played the first half dozen plays in this one, then was out for the rest of that opening drive. Back in here for drive 2 for KC.
You know, the other interesting story for me on the other side is what Andy Reid has done with Jawan Taylor. If you remember opening day, Jawan Taylor had all kinds of issues, lining up too far in the backfield. His leg was shaking. He was moving around. Now you look at him, Not jumping off sides. They have solved the problem on the outside.
Second and 8, play action for Mahomes. Throw it in the middle. Kelsey gets wide open. You wonder how that can happen sometimes, right? With all the attention Travis gets. Inside the 40, first down Kansas City. They pick up 23.
Wow, they end up with a man coverage running across the field, but you're going to see an area right here in the middle of the field. And usually there's two guys within a couple of yards of Travis Kelce. Even he had to be thinking, what the heck, because he's been getting beat up all night so far tonight.
Mahomes is open 7 for 8. Dropping, taking off to his left. That little fake, he was running all the way, pulled out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Corey Ballantyne over there, and one of the folks on the sideline there holding the down marker also went down. Seems to be getting up and okay.
Patrick Mahomes. He just, we've seen it work before. We've seen guys running down the field, 10 yards down the field, or wide receivers fake a pass and have it fake somebody else out. I guess you just can't help yourself.
He does it all. He grabbed the jacket of the gentleman who was holding the down marker to try to avoid a heavier fall. Inside run, Edwards-Helaire in there, and Clyde gets very close to that first down inside the 30-yard line. Chris, this was a guy at the end of the first round who we thought was going to be the big star for the Chiefs in the backfield when he was drafted 4 years ago. Hasn't been the case, but they have not lost faith in him. And we saw a couple of hard runs against the Raiders last week.
Yeah, I thought he was doing a little semi-impersonation of Pacheco when I was watching it, but you could see the uplift of intensity. But now when it really matters on third and very short, get number 10 back in there.
There is Pacheco for the first down. That whole middle of that offensive line is so good for Kansas City. And they paved the way for Pacheco to get to the 22.
I tell you what, I call them the wall inside. These interior guys right here. I'm going to start on the left side with Joe Tooney and Creed Humphrey. Watch this double team. Just push right back into the linebacker. Now, I'm going to say that Pacheco is a fantastic player. There's a whole bunch of people who could run through that hole.
There they are. Tooney, Humphrey, Smith. First and 10. Mahomes is looking at Kelsey, slides it inside for Rice. It's incomplete. Just a half step off with Rashee Rice.
Well, you knew he was going to drop down and give us a little three-quarter shot at some time. That was almost full sidearm there. Just barely off, trying to leave that thing in front of Rashee Rice, who, if the Kansas City Chiefs happen to win another world championship, Rashee Rice is going to have to be a big part of it.
He's over here closer to you in the slot, and Kelsey's strolling behind him. There's Travis on the run. Blocker's out there for Kelsey. Inside the 15 and very close to the first down. To get those terrific offensive linemen on the move in front of Kelsey.
I don't know how to describe his running style other than a weaver. You know, it's just, he just weaves. And people, because he weighs 250 pounds, you're out there amongst all these cornerbacks who weigh 195 or 200. It takes somebody like Devondre Campbell to come out there and make a tackle. It's a good play.
He's got the first down at the 12. Chiefs got down deep on the opening drive, had to settle for a field goal. Pacheco patiently inside, spun down inside the 9-yard line. Carl Brooks, the rookie out of Bowling Green, one of the two in there, along with T.J. Slayton, who's playing well on the nose.
Does it feel like you're kind of watching the same thing happening on both sides of the ball here? Like it's this powerful run game, then play action off of it, and it's going to come down to who scores touchdowns in the red zone and who has to kick field goals. So far, the Chiefs are the ones that had to kick the field goal.
Second and 6, Mahomes. Stepping up, taking off, takes the hit. Very close to the first down at the 2-yard line, but we've got a flag back where they were pass blocking. This one's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the center, Creed Humphrey.
Tell you, Creed Humphrey is a guy who barely made a mistake his first couple years in the league ever. He's given up a few sacks this year in a different way, and that one will bring it back as well, and he can't believe it. Let's take a look. Completely locked and loaded, and I think that's what they saw right there.
So once again, mistake inside the 10, backs the Chiefs up. It's 2nd and 16. Quickly out for Rice, who gets it at the 11-yard line. Quay Walker saw that buzzing by there. He and Savage in tight quarters.
Man, that was some catch. He didn't even see that ball. I've had a couple of those thrown my way in my career, and it's just like you just sort of stick your hands out. It's a good thing he did, or else Savage would have had that one. Good quick reactions that time by Rice.
It's just the second drive for the Chiefs, and they face 3rd and long. They can get a first down at the 2. Mahomes 5 in the pattern. Trying to get away. Again, they get him for the sack. It's Preston Smith. So the Green Bay pass rush comes up in the red zone twice and will force another field goal attempt.
Mike, these are coverage sacks. He had plenty of time here. Really did. Preston Smith with a good rush right off the bat, but he was stymied in the beginning. Had to sort of give it a second go, and just could not come up with the open receiver down the field here, trying to find Kelsey, but they zone it off on the backside with Valentine, and for the second time now they have to kick a field goal.
Harrison Butker from 34 still hasn't missed a kick all year. Crazy magic moment. That tree comes down, you bring it home. Remember to keep it watered, please.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to pick those little pines out of the carpet.
Gosh.
That's the part I remember.
Oh, man. 14 to 6. Hang time in this kick, but Keyshawn Nixon's aggressive. Loves to bring him out. Here he goes. And they'll wait for him at the 23-yard line. Cam Jones there on special teams for Kansas City. Chris, this has been such a good start for Jordan Love. You look at these 2 drives, it has been exactly the way Matt LaFleur could have hoped they would have been.
And I just wonder, we haven't seen a lot of exotic stuff so far out of Spagnuolo and the Kansas City Chiefs. You wonder what being down to their 3rd inside linebacker may be doing to some of the exotics that he may want to play out here. And so far, Jordan Love looks like he's been playing for the last 20 years.
So the shot of 73, Yosh Nijman. He's the backup left tackle. Green Bay rotates their tackles. And James Robinson in the game, the former Jacksonville Jaguar 1,000-yard rusher. Got 2. Willie Gay tackled him, and this is 2-minute warning. So 4 drives, 4 scores. Green Bay's got TDs. KC's got field goals. Mentioned earlier, Simone Biles, 4-time gold medalist, 7-time Olympic medalist, who is married to the Packers defensive back Jonathan Owens. And Simone here on the field before the game. Chance to visit with her. She loves coming to these games, and she has become very knowledgeable about what's going on the field, especially watching the Packers secondary.
Bet she has.
Jonathan had some good stories to tell me this week about that. Patrick Taylor's the back, 2nd and 8 at the 2-minute warning. Love's throw inside. That is caught by Romeo Dobbs at the 30-yard line. His first catch of the night. 3 short of a first down, and an important 3rd down coming up here, Chris.
A huge 3rd down right now. And the Green Bay Packers are acting like they're going to hurry up. I wonder if they really will. Chiefs going to have all 3 timeouts. If they have to punt in this situation, just worry about what Patrick Mahomes might put together, then get the ball in the second half. Big down, and they are. They're delaying a bit here. They're taking their time.
Work it down, 3rd and 3. Protected, Love throws complete to Christian Watson. Joshua Williams went down. Watson's got the first down with 1:16 to go.
And what was the number 1 thing, Mike, that Steve Spagnuolo was worried about?
Cleats.
Tell him. cleats. The last time, or not, maybe not the last time, but when he was here once before, he had a defensive back that refused to switch his cleats on this field. He said, I'm telling you, it's slippery out there. In the key play of the game so far in this one, this guy slips down.
A run with Patrick Taylor. Hit around Green Bay a couple of times, spinning instead of going out of bounds. He stopped shy of the 45-yard line. The clock will dive under a minute.
So now everything shifts. Now the Green Bay Packers have the hammer, and they can work this drive. Chris Jones now playing on the far outside here, closest to you.
They'll run again with Taylor. Big space. Patrick Taylor takes it to the 32-yard line. So the third-year man out of Memphis is cut by New England, who signed him off the practice squad, re-signed here just a couple of weeks ago. And they keep it running. Don't take the timeout they have left. 30 seconds to go, and the Chiefs, I believe, are going to take a timeout. They are. So Kansas City uses the timeout. So huge runs by Taylor. That one getting them down to the 32-yard line. Back here at Lambeau with a reminder. Coming up, it's the Toyota halftime. The Niners dominated that NFC Championship rematch, and we'll look ahead to next Sunday as things are tighter now with the Eagles and the Cowboys. One game separating. We're in Arlington next Sunday night. First look ahead with the group back in the studio, led by Maria Taylor. Coming up on the Toyota halftime. Unrelated to Maria, at least I think unrelated, Patrick Taylor just had his longest run of his NFL career that has put the Green Bay Packers, Chris, down at the 32-yard line here with 32 seconds to go.
Yeah, and a real communication issue. You can see some of it already. Jack Cochran in there. He was trying to communicate with Mike Edwards, and they just got off a beat and took advantage.
Green Bay used a timeout on each of the first two drives, so they're down to one. KC took that last timeout. 32 to go. And a false start.
False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on the rookie receiver, Jaden Reed.
Yeah, let's go back to that miscommunication here, just so you can see it. Here's Cochran. He's going to try and communicate back here with his safety. And then as the running back cuts over first to Cochran's right, he is not looking at the ball carrier, jumps over the top, and creates a big hole in there.
Love continues the research with the hard count. Pressure out here, got rid of it over the head of Taylor. And incomplete. It went whizzing by Cochran as well. Pressure was there from Chris Jones, the veteran, getting near the quarterback.
Just ran right through John Runyon, not even a move. This is every once in a while, Chris Jones will do something that you go, Aaron Donald or whoever you want to talk about. You just can't win any faster than what Chris Jones did right there. But Jordan Love didn't exacerbate the problem. He got rid of it. Give yourself another chance. All you need out of this drive is a field goal.
43's big.
We're hearing all that communication. Love escapes to the right. Not much open downfield. He gets rid of it by the sideline as Willie Gay gets to knock him out of bounds. It's incomplete. It'll set up third down. They're at the 37. A field goal from here would be 55 yards.
The Green Bay Packers receivers have to do better than that. We talk about the strength of this team, and for Kansas City being in their secondary, they had everybody locked down on that one in that two-man coverage. No chance.
You know, Chris, Kansas City took a timeout with 32 seconds left. Sometimes you just get your defense right and ready, especially with Cochran out. And the last couple of snaps, it's been two of the best snaps of this defense this game.
Absolutely, and don't be surprised if Jordan Love takes off with this one. He needs 5 yards back in the worst way.
Inside, they try to run for it with Robinson, and Cochran and Reed make sure he doesn't get there. Trent McDuffie was down as well. Kansas City takes this timeout with 18 seconds left. We've seen them in big spots not need a lot of time to get downfield, but now it's going to be a fourth down decision for Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm not sure you try this field goal, because otherwise you're going to leave it there in the middle of the field with about 12 seconds, and Patrick Mahomes, he won a championship one year in that kind of situation.
Exactly. Carlson was not great in warm-ups going in this direction. Well, the rookie will stay there, and they'll bring out the punt unit for the first time. Rich Bisaccia, special teams coach, who did such a good job when he took over the Raiders a few years ago, getting them to the playoffs. In conversation there with Matt LaFleur. And you'll see punt for the first time tonight with Daniel Whelan.
I tell you, I would want this ball rolling on the ground somewhere and eat some of that clock.
Whelan takes his time, hangs it high. It's bouncing, and they do what they did last week, downing it at the 1-yard line. This time, Rudy Ford there on special teams. Perfect execution by Green Bay. We're back in 30 seconds in a long field for the Chiefs, and we'll be back after this from AWS. In this game by Whelan, backs the Chiefs up to the 2, and they're not going to do anything with it. To the 3-yard line technically, as Mahomes takes a knee, takes it to the locker room. The Green Bay Packers looking to win 4 of their last 5. And nobody's going to get Matt LaFleur's way going up the tunnel this week, as happened Thanksgiving in Detroit. KC gets the ball and start the second half. Packers are up 8. Toyota halftime now. And here's Maria Taylor in the studio. Maria.